So look, this isn't my normal kind of video, but I've been sitting on this footage for coming up on 2 years now, and I need to free up some hard drive space. As I said in my last video, I recently played through Spec Ops The Line again. I rented the game from Family Video when it came out 11 years ago, not knowing anything about it. But it had Army Men on the cover, and I really liked Modern Warfare 2, so I assumed it would be just as good. And let me tell you, boy was I surprised to go from some friendly games of team deathmatch on favela and running circles around a zombie-filled theater to a dark, deep, gritty story about PTSD and the horrors of war. It was pretty jarring, to say the least, but in that short rental time, it became a game that I would often look back on fondly for being A, fantastic game, and B, completely subverting my expectations. But that's not why you're here. When I went back for that nostalgia play last year, I started poking around the menus. This is something I often do when I go back to these older games, and I almost always see if they have any kind of multiplayer community still active. If you're wondering, Spec Ops The Line does not, but I loaded into a game, and when I left it, I ended up here, as a blue plastic-looking man in a little black square room. And here's an interesting thing about Spec Ops The Line. The Xbox onboard recording system just doesn't work for the game. It errors every single time, and I assume that is due to the subject matter of the game. So all I had was this bad phone video for a while. And so I got curious, and I assumed other people had already seen this before. So I scoured the internet looking for any footage of this blue man, and for the first time ever, I could not find a single thing about it on the internet. The only thing I found that was kind of close was this video from VG247 interviewing a developer about a test level where the blue man makes an appearance. But he's in a different room. This one's more of a gray rectangle than a black square.
As you see, we have the blue man here. So basically this test level is testing a lot of things. One is character variations, as I said. The other one is, that's why this guy's blue.
And I'm actually like a really big fan of these kind of videos of people finding discoveries. So I emailed some YouTubers much larger than I that specialize in this exact subject. And then I was asked by one of them to try to capture better footage of it. And I tried for hours and could never get it to happen again. Until after I emailed one of them and said I couldn't get it, and then it happened immediately. So it appears to be kind of a finicky thing, but what I've gathered is that you have to open the achievements list while exiting a multiplayer game, and you will just appear in here. I did this on an Xbox Series X with backwards compatibility, and I haven't been able to do it since. But there it is. You can move, fire, switch weapons, and reload. And that's it. It puts you in this small little square and you can't get out. You can't even pause and leave the game. You are stuck here unless you completely close out the game. Maybe there's more to this. Maybe there isn't. I don't know what's all been left in this game's files from testing. It would take a smarter human than I to find that. But if you can find out any more about this, go ahead and leave me a comment so I can continue to follow this if it goes anywhere at all. Or send me an email or direct message across the social media platforms. I don't care where the information comes from, I just don't want to be left out. Like I said, I am a fan of these kind of videos, and I've always wondered how people find these things. And it turns out it just kind of happens. So go ahead and help me out by subscribing so you know if it ever just happens to me again. It probably won't, and this isn't anywhere near the normal stuff I do around here. But if you watch what I normally do, you might like that also. And if you like it a lot, you can head over to blaster-goblin-shop.fourthwall.com and buy an off-the-panel t-shirt or beanie. So I'm sure somebody may want, like, this whole clip just, raw, unedited, not a part of this. If you do, I've got this old channel that I basically just use for, like, archival stuff for some old sketches I did. I'm going to put it over there, the full unedited clip. If anybody wants it for any other purpose, you can find it over there. And I'll link that in the description. Go find some secrets.